Whether you are a new or a seasoned agent, there are so many paths you can go down, and really comes down to quality versus quantity. So we're going to go over this super quick over a lead funnel. I'm going to briefly go over the traditional methods versus quality versus quantity, and how my method with organic Instagram content, helping agents scale to 6 and 7 figures purely with organic Instagram and YouTube, is might be the better way, but it might not be for you. And we're going to go over how we actually bring in those leads right here. So, first of all, I'm going to go over it super quick. There's mailers. This one, I'm in the Bay Area of California. One of the first realtors that I ever talked to getting in the business itself was one of the top agents in the area. He was with the Real brokerage. Like, sorry, mailers is his number one thing. But the reason why agents are doing it is because it feels like a traditional method that does seem professional. Sends you something. I'm not like begging at your door, technically. But brokerages do push it because it's easy to systemize. Whether it's just yourself, like, hey, go get the envelopes, go get your addresses, write to people in your area, do 100 every day. I see people on Instagram, they're posting their stories and they're like, getting my 100 addresses in. All right, let's go. But it does build some awareness over time. That's what I'm saying is these methods that I'm going to show you that maybe you've tried, I'm not saying they don't work, but what really aligns with your core values? What lifestyle do you want to live? Do you want to spend an hour and a half every day writing till your hand cramps? Maybe it doesn't for you, and that's why you do it. But it can get expensive and it's kind of slow. It's hard to measure an ROI because again, you got to hop on the phone with them, then maybe like you are on the phone. You're like, okay, then that you unqualify them before you even know where they came from. It's hard to really track. Most really just end up in the trash without ever being read. I personally would rather someone just see me on Instagram and swipe than hearing my voice for 3 seconds and seeing my face, than being like, why is this just in my mail every month, every week? But still, it doesn't create a real connection or a lead to immediate conversations. So why that's true is because it's a piece of mail. It's a piece of mail, guys. Everyone gets spammed. You probably get just as much spam mail as you do in your inbox. It's just, there's no immediate conversations. Like, there's so many volume you have to do. This is another quantity output that you then have to track. Like, you're like, okay, I'm doing all this and all this. I'm spending $500 a month on all my mailers. You pretty much, whether you're going to get them automated or do them yourself, because that's a whole nother route we can go down later, which is, getting one of those agencies that will actually do all your mailers for you versus you doing it yourself. But then there's open houses, and it's super common. Like, I just had a conversation last week with quite a few agents. I speak to them on a daily basis, and some of them like open houses, some of them don't. But it does feel like a way to proactively, get face to face with buyers. So it does work. It gives sometimes the illusion of momentum and visibility. So like, this is like the equivalent. I know you're at your open house. Let's picture this fairy tale. And everyone comes in, it's a rainy day. Obviously, your leads can literally be affected by the weather of the day itself. And so you go in, maybe it's a good day, maybe it's a bad day. But maybe you get 2 or 3 like leads that actually entertain a conversation with you. They entertain it. The rest put down a fake phone number. You're calling them up. You're like, hey, blah, blah, blah. It's like, they're like, no, who's this? And it's time sucking your weekends. Like, as an agent, you're doing all your work throughout the entire week. Like, have a little bit of enjoyment. Have some fun. That's why I switched over to content, because, time sucking weekends just without a low turnout and nosy neighbors is just something I don't want to have to deal with. If I don't have to, And it doesn't really scale because you physically have to be there every time. Like 2 months ago, I created an Instagram video with over 30,000 views, and it was like brought in like 700 leads, 700 of people that wanted to see me again. That's not physically possible with any of these. But then there's cold calling. So it does feel like a faster way to get in front of people. They're like, all right, quantity, 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 you'll get some people. Sure, it works. I'm not saying none of these don't work, but what aligns with the lifestyle you want to live? I wake up every day and make Instagram and YouTube content, go through my DMs and take calls with people who want to be on the phone and actually want to know what I have. You as an agent have something to offer. A lot of people just treat you as a commodity when that's not what you are. And it's really what they're taught early on: scripts, dial, time, grit. Again, that's what they're teaching you in the beginning, which is things that don't take any money. If you don't have money to invest, do this. Sure, it works if you up your skills. It is low cost and time and effort. Low cost, new agent. It does take time and it does take effort. But there is constant rejection, whereas at least 95% of the calls do not go anywhere. I remember I would be on calls and some people really didn't even know why I was calling. Like, what's going on? But it is a more outdated and traditional. It's not relationship based. Even I'd prefer mailers over this, honestly, because it is energy draining, but it doesn't even build a brand. It technically doesn't bring in leads. Like you're on the phone, but like you're going through 1,500 calls to get maybe like 2-3 signed clients. Like that's insane, depending on how many you're doing per day. It doesn't build anything long term. So as we head over here, we're going to pop into these like lead funnels with content. But here is the next step. Whereas maybe you've evolved a little bit. You're now getting into, again, a lot of quantity leads, but still through social media, which can be like, again, your Facebook ads. Because you can generate hundreds of leads quickly, like 300 leads for $1 each. Seems sweet, right? It feels scalable. It's, you set it, forget it, and the leads can roll in. Perfect. It does appear like a shortcut to growth, especially when your organic content feels kind of slow. You're just sold, you're just listed, your family posts, they're not doing much for you. But here's the still thing is that leads are cold, even if you're getting them for $1 each. They opted in for a freebie that maybe you offered, but not really to talk to an agent. Which is why when someone puts in their name, email, phone number, you may still end up with a fake phone number, and then it doesn't matter when you call them. But they can work, and you do get calls. Like that's like amazing. You're like, oh my gosh, this worked, and we got calls. But now you're stuck on 7 to 10 calls per day with people who will ghost you or just say, just curious. They waste your time. Like sometimes I'll be on calls every day and they're 30, 45 minutes. And even just 3 or 4 calls per day can seem draining. And if every single call leads to just curious or they ghost you, then I do not care if I got 300 leads for $300. Because it does create burnout pretty fast. And quantity without quality can feel like running on a hamster wheel. Like when you go to Petco and you look at all the little pets they got, and there's always the one that's like sleeping, like, but then there's like the one that's just like running on the wheel. Yes, is it doing something? But you're still locked in a cage. Sorry. But maybe you've gone onto this method, which is my favorite, which is organic Instagram content. So people will actually follow you and watch before they ever reach out to you. Every person that has gotten a lead from social media says, hey, because I'm talking to agents every single day. I got a few through social media, and you know what? I got two deals signed, this year so far. We're in April now. And I got some through cold calling and everything else, but the calls when I actually was talking to them like through social media, they felt like easy to talk to. Like they trusted me already. They knew me. And these leads, they come from your local audience who are actually interested in buying or selling. Now, you may not always be getting the DMs where you're like, "Hey, come, will you sell my house?" Like the freebies. Like that's why people only say they get maybe 1 to 3 deals a year from social media, because that's all they're relying on is the people that are literally saying, "Hey, can you sell my house?" You know, because that's not what we're doing here. We want to actually dive into the DMs for the people that follow us, like our content, find pain points, dream outcomes, and lead them to a call. Because it attracts instead of chasing. Again, for one, it's money friendly as well. It's literally free to post on social media. It attracts instead of chases, positioning you as the expert and not a salesperson. You seem like a salesperson whenever you talk about PMI, whenever you're talking about the new market update, the new interest rate. Like, yes, you may catch a few people who are waiting on the interest rate to drop, but they already know who they're going to go with as an agent when that happens. And it can be you and it may not be you, but how can we make it be you? Because we're actually getting warm, high intent leads that already know, like, and trust you. I've never hopped on a call now and someone's like, "Hey, who are you? Like, why are you calling me?" No, they wanted to book a call because conversations start in the DMs naturally. No crazy sales script and no pressure. Because when you're only in the Instagram DMs, like, "Hey, you know, are you looking at buying or selling soon in this area?" Obviously, you're going to catch the people who are already saying yes, but 80% of the people are not there yet and are going to ghost you and leave you on red. Maybe you sent them more information on a home and they got the information, you sent it to them, and then they ghost you. They never reply again. Because we're actually building long-term brand equity. Equity is one of the craziest things that it builds over time. Because each post stacks trust and visibility. This is one of the biggest things. Again, I made a video that took me 5 or 10 minutes to make. I got 700 leads. But obviously you're like, okay, you got 700 leads through a video. Sweet. Like, that's still a lot of quantity. And like, where's the quality in that? That is in the funnel you set up to move someone from new viewer to interested. And that's what we have right here, which is our 2 ways of getting leads through social media. The easiest way right now is through a relocation guide in your bio. So when you put a relocation guide in your Instagram bio, name, email, you can have an Instagram handle opt-in or a phone number. You're turning random profile visitors into real leads. Instead of you're just getting likes or DMs, you're actually building a list of people who are actively planning on moving to your area. Because your guide, again, if you're interested in it, I have a free relocation guide. It's $27 and it shows you exactly how to set up your account and your relocation guide template. It's in the description. But you're building a list of people that actually want and are planning a move. Now you can follow up with them via email, Instagram. It's not just a guide they download and receive, because they can actually get all your information there. You built trust through knowing your location and showing them the best cities that, again, you think are the best, or the 4 best cities that you work in, the most popular ones you work in, to actually attract buyers to where you want to live and where you want to work. And at the bottom, they can actually book a call with you after the trust you've built, because it does position you as a local expert. It does build a warm list and get you Instagram handles for organic follow-ups. And it works because people love value. And this filters out tire kickers. because you get them interested, not in just an academy, not for like a free thing, but it's like, if I ask you something, I'm going to just look online for some advice. If I go and download someone's guide on moving to an area, there is intent. And if you can follow up in the DMs with a proper system, then you can get to their pain points and dream outcomes and get them on a call. Because it's simple. You don't need video skills. You just need a Beacons account and a Canva to be able to host your relocation guide and to get your template for your the relocation guide itself. So that's the relocation guide breakdown. Super simple. It's usually like a 10-page guide focusing on the 4 main areas you sell in, add some personal value, and at the end, you show them the next steps. But then through social media, there's one other best organic content lead funnel, and that is a VSL. And so a VSL is actually a video sales letter. It can be short, 3 to 5 minutes. Mine personally for my own business is 30 minutes, but that's how long it takes to get my value out. Could be a shorter 3 to 5 minute video that positions you as the expert and explains how you can help clients in a clear, compelling way instead of chasing leads or trying to explain your value over and over. The VSL does it for you. It works there. Just host it in your Instagram bio, a YouTube video, 24/7. It pre-sells people before they even talk to you so that when someone books a call, they're already warm and ready to work with you. Because in that video, you obviously have your hook, but there's the problem. Maybe it's, again, problems about the people moving to your area, your unique solution, how it works, proof, a call to action, and then you're going to implement some urgency and a belief transfer, which is actually how you make a VSL, which is, again, one of the craziest things, because when people imagine, I guess I love organic Instagram content, but imagine how many reels someone has to watch to like equal a 10-minute YouTube video, like 100, something like that. And so the VSL and the relocation guide are two that are the best for organic Instagram lead generation. But if you want Facebook ads, again, hire a mentor that does Facebook ads, because you can do it in the right way, but it takes a lot of testing in the beginning. That's why you're getting leads for $100 each, because I know as a fact, you need at least $1,000 to like implement into one of your first ads just to get the analytics back and see what you need to change next round. It's kind of like stocks, you need some money to get some return, not just $300. Mailers, again, it's lower cost technically per letter, but it can rack up there, especially if you have like stamps. If you're sending them and you need stamps, you know how crazy expensive stamps are right now? It's like gas. Open houses, if you love connecting with people, some agents do, and you're okay giving up your weekends for that. And cold calls, if again you're at a 0 starting point, just start with organic content. You're going to get just as much benefit, even more, from organic content when you start off with 0 followers than cold calling. If you're going to do cold calls, do cold calls. If you already are the master of the phone, but it's going to be why I personally stepped away from things like cold outreach is because I purely loved content more. The pain, the physical pain of doing cold calls was stronger than the pain of creating content. And if that's not you, then that's okay. But now if you are like the type that does like content, then you're already at a good spot. Now what you need is either in your Instagram bio, a relocation guide, or to create a VSL showing people, again, where you're working, your location, and your fix to whatever problem that they have. And so if you actually want extra help with that, obviously there's a call book link in the description of this YouTube video. Or what I like to do is just have you guys actually just move over to my Instagram. I post a ton of free value there every single day on more specifics on how you can actually do this. And you can just DM me the word deal, say that you watch this video, and we can talk. And I just want to get on a call with you. And it's not going to be like an average sales call. It's going to be something that I want to actually look at you and give you an audit and give you a next step to actually take if, again, maybe organic content isn't for you. So I will see you guys in the next video.